The question says confirm if the implication X conditional Y is equivalent to the negation of Y conditional the negation of X. Now, to find out the solution to this question, to find out if this is equivalent to this, we need the truth what? The truth table. So using the truth table, we can be able to find that. And remember, we've told you something that has to do with negation. It's more like the opposite of the other number, while a conditional statement has to do with a statement that goes with true or false likewise. So we're going to look at the negation of this value. Now we'll assume some values for the value of X and Y to start with. Now let's assume that this value is true, this is true, this is false, and this is what? False. We'll also assume that this is true while this is false for Y, and this is true while this is what? False for Y. So we'll take this assumption to find out our conclusion, if this is equivalent to what? This. Now let's go. Now, negation of any logical statement means the inverse or the opposite of that logical statement. So if a statement is true, the opposite will be what? False. This is true, this will be what? This will be false. This is false, then this will be true. This is false, then this will be true. Now, we are looking for the negation of Y. If this is true, then this will be false. If this is false, then this will be true. If this is true, then this will be what? False. And if this is false, then this will be what? True. Now we'll take off from that. The next one we want to look at is the implication of X and Y. That is what? X conditional Y. Now, under the X conditional Y statements, logical statement, we are made to understand that this value will only be false if X is true and Y is false. Otherwise, it will be true. Take note. This statement will only be false if X is true and Y is false. Otherwise, it will be true. Now let's look at this statement. Now X conditional Y. If X is true and what? Y is false, then that statement will be what? Will be false. Now we have X and Y true. That will be what? It will be true. X is true and Y will be false. That means this will definitely be what? False. F is false and Y is true. That means this will be what? True. F is false, Y is false. That means this statement will be what? Will be true. Same thing goes for this, but notice that this is also inverted. Now we are looking for the negation of Y before the negation of what? Of X. Now let's look at this. Remember, I told you that the first value, this will only be what? False if this is what? True, and this other one is what? False. Otherwise, it will be what? True. Now let's look at that. If this is false and this is false, that means this statement will be what? True. Negation of Y is true and negation of X is false. That means this statement will be what? False. Negation of Y is false and negation of X is true. That means this statement will be what? True. Then the negation of Y is true and the negation of X is what? True. That means this statement will be what? True. Now, do you notice something? That by this we have now confirmed that this is equivalent to what? This, because they have the same truth what? Values. So in conclusion, now we can now say that X conditional what? Y is what? Is equivalent to the negation of what? Y conditional what? The negation of what? X. That is it. So you see, now we finally confirmed this using the what? The truth table. This is exactly what you do when you are giving questions like this on logic in what? In mathematics. Thanks so much for watching. All.